put one or two things together.
The company, which employs more than 600 people, says it is determined to continue production to sustain jobs.
We are praying that we can do more to help the country, because not only government can employ people. We too, we are ready to support government so that we can let people get something, get some job.
Three Dreamers Manufacturing Company uses locally sourced raw materials to produce confectionery, toilet rolls, and pastries.
And that was a report on the Trade Ministry pledging government support for Flathead local manufacturer to protect import substitution and jobs. And now the Ghanaian German Economic Association, GGA, has convened its annual Meet the Government series to discuss practical ways to accelerate Ghana's economic transformation through trade and investment. The event serves as a strategic platform specifically designed to bring government representatives, state agencies, and private sector leaders together around at a single table.
The forum focused on the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, GIPC, the Ghana Revenue Authority, GRA, and the 24-hour Economy and Accelerated Export Development Program. According to Executive Secretary Hilary Saki Koji of GGEA, the initiative provides a collaborative space for the private sector to engage directly with policymakers to address operational issues, voice concerns, and co-create practical solutions.
We wanted to understand the transformative pillars in the 24-hour economy, because it's moved beyond political rhetorics. It's now become an authority. And so if there are programs they are running, how do businesses or how does private sector leverage on the transformative pillars to contribute to the growth?
Chief Program Officer at the 24-hour Economy Authority, Abdul Nasser Alidu, outlined structural frameworks aimed at driving transformation and increasing efficiency across Ghana's industrial landscape.
Companies will go through a gateway process where we put them into 4 different buckets. And depending on which bucket you fall into, there's very specific interventions that we provide for you. So they are going to get enterprise supports. They are going to get some non-fiscal incentives. We are supporting businesses to identify the kind of fiscal incentives that they can actually access. And we're also working with the Ministry of Finance to put in place a 24-hour economy incentive scheme that some of these businesses are going to benefit from.
As part of efforts by the 24-hour authority, a land policy has been finalized under the participatory land access model, which has already mobilized approximately 600 hectares of land to ensure investors face no legal or structural bottlenecks.
That was a report on Ghanaian German Economic Association hosting its annual Meet the Government series to unite policymakers and private sector leaders for economic growth. In more news this morning, and the Executive Director of the Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy, SEMSI, Benjamin Insian, has called for urgent regulatory reforms in Ghana's petroleum downstream sector to legally recognize and protect petroleum retail dealers. According to Insian, petroleum dealers were recognized body by the government until the passage of the National Petroleum Authority (NPA) Act in 2005.
The subsequent lack of formal recognition has left these critical stakeholders vulnerable, allowing some oil marketing companies, OMCs, to take advantage of them through unfair contract and unsustainable commercial margins that fail to achieve cost recovery.
The new NPA Act that is coming, dealers must be fully recognized. And beyond that, I also think that NPA must have an arm at its headquarters to listen to the plights of these dealers in addressing their challenges in terms of the contract they sign with these OMCs, so that we can have a sustainable downstream that serves the interests of all petroleum service providers.
While commending the NPA for its recent progress in addressing the compensation and remuneration grievances of tanker drivers, the SEMSA board emphasized that the regulatory focus must now expand to dealers and pump attendants in 2026.
Beyond the tanker drivers, the petroleum downstream are also fuel attendants and then dealers. I think that the year 2026 must be a year that also needs some reform in the petroleum downstream so that we can address the compensation issues of the dealers and also fuel attendants at most of the retail outlets. the dealers complain that because of unregulated fiscal regime or margin regime they have with their OMCs, some of these OMCs are taking advantage of them and giving them smaller margins based on sales volumes.
That was a report on SEMC calling for regulatory reforms to protect petroleum dealers from exploitative contracts. Before we part company, let's take a look at how the cedi is faring against other major trading currencies and how some of the key commodities are also faring on the global market.
On the interbank foreign exchange markets, the dollar is selling at 11 cedis 46 pesos. It's gained 2 pesos. The British pound is selling at 15 cedis 38 pesos. It's gained 9 pesos. The euro is selling at 13 cedis 104 pesos. It also lost 6 pesos. However, be guided that these figures could be higher at the Forex Bureau name. On the global commodities market, Brent crude is trading at $76.09 per barrel. Gold is trading at $4,124.30 per ounce, up by $46.60. Cocoa is trading at $6,455 per ton, up by $403.
And that was an update from the forest and community markets, and that's how we end the business news on Sunrise. For more news updates, just log on to our website, it's3news.com. In a world where you can be anything, just be kind. It costs nothing to be kind. Good morning.
The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December.
How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure.
Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Oh, turn it up!
Come into the mountains. Sight and I grandpa.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music at the 411 and all your favorite stars, what's happening around town, and so much more.
And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names.
Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego.
We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio.
The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December.
How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure.
Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Oh, turn it up!
Come into the mountains. Sight and I grandpa.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music at the 411 and all your favorite stars, what's happening around town, and so much more.
And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names.
Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego.
We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio.
The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December.
How's How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure.
Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Oh, turn it up!
Coming to the mountains, sight I and I grandfather.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music, the 411 and all your favorite songs, what's happening around town, and so much more.
And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names.
Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego.
We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio.
The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December.
How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure.
Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Oh, turn it up!
Coming to the mountains, sight I and I grandfather.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music, the 411 and all your favorite songs, what's happening around town, and so much more.
And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names.
Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego.
We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio.
The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December.
How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure.
Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Oh, turn it up!
Coming to the mountains, sight I and I grandfather.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music, the 411 and all your favorite songs, what's happening
And we'll get into a bit more for you in terms of great music on a Friday like this. This is the 3FM Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. We're coming to you live from our studios on the John Hammond Street, also live across a number of affiliates around the country, inclusive of that, Kesmi 107.1 FM in Tamale. That's where my friends up north are doing all of the great listening this morning. This morning, I'll give you a sense of what the weather is supposed to look like as well. That often mentioned phrase about time being the best healer of men. And it's an advice that comes very often, right? When someone is going through a rough patch, a heartbreak, disappointment, we have friends telling us that do not worry, time heals. But the question I want to ask is, does it? Does time really heal? Think about it for a moment. Time has passed for all of us. Years have gone by, yet some people are still angry about something that happened 20 years ago. Some are still carrying guilt from mistakes they made in their youth. Some are imprisoned by words spoken long ago. If time healed everything, then the passing of years would surely erase every wound. But oftentimes, life doesn't seem to work like that. And so it will have us asking, does time really heal? Or it gives us the opportunity to heal? Healing happens when forgiveness replaces resentment, right? And when acceptance replaces denial. When difficult conversations take place, when courage allows us to face what we've been avoiding, and when faith helps us trust God with what we cannot change, the calendar do those things for us, but only the heart can. This is why two people can experience the same heartbreak. 10 years later, one has found peace, the other is still living inside that moment. They were both given the same amount of time, what they did with that time is what actually made the difference. This is not to say that healing should be rushed. Most certainly, some wounds are deep, and I dare argue they may be even deeper than some others. Some losses will change us forever, and we know that grief has its own rhythm, and for that matter, healing should never be forced. But neither should it be postponed by waiting for time to do what only courage, grace, and God's help can accomplish. The psalmist wrote that the Lord is close to the brokenhearted and save those who are crushed in spirit. If you notice, God's promise is not that time will remove every hurt. His promise is His presence in the midst of it. And so let us go into today not asking how much time has passed since that heartbreak, but let us perhaps be asking what has been happening in my heart during that time. Because healing is measured not only by the passing of days, but by the quiet transformation of the soul. May today bring the grace to take the next step towards healing, whatever that step may be. Quickly on the weather, before we get into a bit more in terms of some music. And the Ghana Meteorological Agency says that the northern parts of the country today start with thunderstorms. And so a bit more in terms of rain expected there, while mist and slight rain affect parts of southern Ghana. Already it's cloudy here, and later on we'll expect a bit of sunshine to give way to thunderstorms and rain across many parts of the country. Do well to go onto their social media handles as well and get a sense of what the weather is expected to look like if you're in the country. But an umbrella will be advisable as we step out into today. More in terms of music as well, then we'll get into the newspapers for you here on the 3FM Sunrise. I am Eric Mawuena Egbeta. Welcome to the Friday ride here on 3FM 92.7. Right? Because he's been speaking about the Nkukon Kitinkiti initiative. But before that, a number of papers as well. Condemns Obatampa radio invasion. Government orders closure of shops, markets as national cleanup exercise begins today. Abu Trika extradited. Also on the Daily Analyst front page, GJ declares enough is enough as political attacks on media escalate. Kolebu's death trap maternity block to be replaced as according to the president, and teacher petition Supreme Court over Mahama's third term eligibility. The Supreme newspaper, Samuel Uswa donates 100,000 seed fund to Ayawaso West NPP ahead of new executives. GJ gives NDC chairman 7 days to apologize for Obatampa radio attack. Assemblies of God, Ghana rallies churches to join national cleanup exercise. Not die, boils over Joycelyn must go. Enough is enough. NPP Gomwa East constituency settles on Francis Mensah as next chairman. The Punch, beat bad breath with good oral care. PWAC CEO. NLA boss demands more license fees from collaborators and Alpha Lotto. Oforikrom MC rallies residents for national sanitation exercise tomorrow, and Sewa project, the hospital project, under audit over after overpayment was detected, as according to the health minister. The Chronicle newspaper, minority punches legal holes in $350 million cedis flood funds. It's a big lie. Azuma Resources Ghana Limited says it still owns Black Volta project. The Insight newspaper, seek happiness of your people and forget NPP NDC politics. Chinese envoy urges Ghanaian politicians. Ghana's economy grows 4.7% in April as service drive expansion. Implosion looms in NPP over contest of party leader Che Mensah Buntu warns. NATO, alliance or military industrial investment fund is a question being asked by the Insight newspaper. Korea commits $28 million to strengthen digital STEM education in Ghana. The Custodian Nest, stop the cover-up. Named government officials implicated in $208 million meth scandal, according to Intim Codjoe. A republic governed by chaos, minority chases Ayene, demands probe into seized 350 million cedis flood relief funds. Roads Minister rebukes Oti Regional Minister MDAs over delayed reporting of non-performing contractors. Mahama hosts Upper West Region Chiefs. And Goma East NPP constituency to elect Francis Mensah as chair. The Ghanaian publisher, 350 million contingent fund release. Minority blast AG's lawless approach. MPs demand prosecution of officials involved in $208 million meth scandal. Ghana to end tomato imports in 4 months. It's according to Eriko Poku. Mahama Veep lead national cleanup exercise. The new publisher, scandal hits 350 million flood cash. Attorney General admits contingency fund was frozen by court but allegedly instructed BOG to pay. NPP joins nationwide general cleaning. No foreign takeover of black voter project. Lawyer shocked over Abu Trika extradition. Chicken stew videos flood Agric Minister's phone as Ghanaians eat government files. That's an interesting way to put it. And that's where I'm going to start off from. Have us listen to the Minister for Food and Agriculture, who was speaking to the Nkukon Kitinkiti. It was one of the many things we were seeking to get a bit more from yesterday during our conversation with the Feed Ghana coordinator. But here's the Minister, right, speaking to the details, and I'm going to bring that to you in a tad as I have my producer work out that detail. But here's the Minister just briefly speaking to us about concerns in relation to the Nkukon Kitinkiti initiative and what's been happening to it, right, on the program for you right about now.
For that immediate consumption, we just wanted people to rear them, sell, and reinvest so that it becomes.
Honorable Minister, that's the trending story, that they are eating the birds. You've seen it. That trending story I've just mentioned.
It's trending?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That they are eating the birds.
Oh, okay. But, Mr. Chairman, even though we don't encourage that because we wanted them to capitalize on this, to earn something for their livelihoods. If that is what they have decided to do, at the national level in aggregation, it also helps. If they are able to build a good taste for locally produced poultry, that is a big plus for us. Some also decided to kill and eat all. In fact, they were even sending me videos that, Honorable, we are eating everything. But this is not meant for that immediate consumption. We just wanted people to rear them, sell, and reinvest so that it becomes.
Honorable Minister, that's the trending story, that they are eating the birds. You've seen it. That trending story I've just mentioned.
It's trending?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That they are eating the birds.
Oh, okay. But, Mr. Chairman, even though we don't encourage that because we wanted them to capitalize on this, to earn something for their livelihoods. If that is what they have decided to do, at the national level in aggregation, it also helps. If they are able to build a good taste for locally produced poultry, that is a big plus for us.
So that's the Minister for Food and Agriculture speaking in Parliament. He was before the Government Assurances Committee yesterday, where he was answering questions on government policy and all of that. That committee is chaired by the minority, right, in Parliament, where they seek to, amongst many other things, follow through on government promises to the people and ascertain if they are being implemented to the latter. And the Minister was providing details on that. There will be a bit more on that particular subject matter a lot later. But for now, Abu Trika has been extradited to the US over $8 million romance scam. And that story is by Gabriel Abdul Razak. It reads that Ghanaian socialite Frederick Kumi, popularly known as Abu Trika, was extradited to the United States yesterday, where he is wanted for criminal charges including an alleged $8 million conspiracy to commit wire fraud and money laundering targeting elderly Americans. Multiple reports indicated that he was flown out of the country yesterday morning aboard Delta Airlines flight DL-157, bringing an end to the numerous legal challenges mounted by his lawyers against the extradition process. Abu Trika has been charged with conspiracy to commit wire fraud, money laundering, conspiracy, and faces up to 20 years in prison, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office, Northern District of Ohio. And according to recently unsealed indictment, Kumi is accused of using artificial intelligence software to assume false identities and form close personal relationships with victims through social media and online dating platforms and gain their trust before extorting them of their money. unvaluables. The High Court in Accra on July 2 affirmed the extradition of Abutrika to the United States to face trial. This followed the decision of the court to dismiss an application filed by his lawyers challenging the decision of the Egbeta District Court, which had earlier granted a request by the Attorney General to extradite him to the U.S. for the alleged crimes. His lawyer, Oliver Bakavomo, had confirmed the development on Facebook, describing it as a fast-track process and hinted going all the way to the Supreme Court to appeal the decision. But that is where we are at. Yesterday, there were pictures on social media capturing him aboard the flight and also when he landed in the U.S. But there's a bit more as to the FBI's Assistant Director in Charge, Christopher G. Raya, speaking. But let's take it a bit back, right? Let's take it a bit back from the very beginning. And for my very distinguished followers on Facebook who follow us on 3FM 927, where we're streaming, we see that he's been charged, amongst many other things, by U.S. authorities with running romance scams that took over $8 million from elderly victims. And in Cleveland, right, a federal grand jury has returned a 2-count indictment charging a Ghanaian national with defrauding elderly victims of over $8 million. Now, according to recently unsealed indictment, Frederick Kumi, a.k.a. Emmanuel Codjoe Obeng, a.k.a. Abutrika, who's 31, of Swedru, Ghana, was part of a criminal network that targeted elderly victims and romance scams across the United States since 2023. Kumi was arrested in Ghana on December 11, 2025. And according to the indictment, perpetrators of this romance scam use artificial intelligence to assume false identities and form. It's the same detail as captured by the Daily Guide newspaper this morning. But let's go to the quote of the FBI assistant director in charge. Offshore scammers, and this is a direct quote from him, offshore scammers should know that we, the FBI, and our law enforcement partners will work around the world to combat online fraud and bring perpetrators to justice. That's a firm assurance. And the defendants have been brought to the United States to be held accountable for the alleged roles in scamming companies and vulnerable Americans out of over $100 million. The FBI will continue to ensure anyone who preys on companies and vulnerable Americans online is made to face the criminal justice system. So, cases involving extradited Ghanaians, it's quite a number, right? It's quite a number. Isaac Oduro Boateng, Inusa Ahmed, Derek Van Yeboah, Patrick Kwame Asare, they were deceiving businesses using email compromise campaigns and tricking innocent elderly victims through fraudulent companionship in order to exploit their trust and finances. Is not merely appalling but illegal. Is one of the many things here. And Isaac Oduro Boateng, Inusa Ahmed, Derek Van Yeboah, and Patrick Kwame Asare led and participated in an international fraud ring that engaged a massive conspiracy to defraud vulnerable people and steal businesses. That's one of the many claims there. So if we talk about the Ghanaians, I think we've gone through the Boateng, Ahmed, and the likes. Let's look at the others, right? Because Van Boateng and his group are facing up to 20 years. And we know that in December of 2025, the Chargé d'Affaires at the U.S. Embassy said 9 Ghanaians had been implicated in cybercrime and related offenses to the United States as at this year, and they were facing allegations including online impersonation and sophisticated financial fraud schemes that allegedly defrauded victims of millions of dollars. And they were thankful to Ghanaian authorities for helping them in that regard, and said that Ghanaian authorities had been forthcoming, right, with helping with procedures in that regard as well. And so that's the latest that we know. A number of Ghanaians having been extradited, 9, as the U.S. Embassy makes us understand. And yesterday, in fact, we were speaking to the board chair of the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, and we were asking if this was not posing as negative PR for the Republic in terms of being able to draw investments into the jurisdiction. He mentioned that it wasn't quite a challenge and they were navigating this pretty well. And so that's what we know. But these are the individuals: Farouk Apiedu, Fred Asante, Kelvin Freeman, Lord Annan. Hey, Lord on social media. No, that's not him, right? Lord Annan, Sadiq Edusai Kisi, and Faisal Ali are the individuals who've been going through the processes in relation to this. I'm just going to take this quick break, right? This quick break here on the 3FM Sunrise. When we return, we'll get you a bit more into details here on the newspaper review segment of the 3FM Sunrise.
In the silence, something was growing. The journey continues. They calm before the storm. You can't mute a force that was born to speak. You can't bury rhythm. It rewrites itself. Louder. Every signal lost finds its way back to the source. This is not a comeback, it's a recalibration. This is the takeover. This is Trigmatic on 3FM Drive. Driving you home with good vibes, good conversations, and the freshest hits. Hop in, take a ride. Trigmatic on 3FM Drive. 3FM, your urban lifestyle radio.
And citizens of Mamobi number 2 market, they've written to the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice raising concerns about parcel of land which is to be taken over for the construction of a market. They've dragged their municipal assembly into the conversation, and that MC will as well join us on the phone to help us understand a bit more. This is a Community Connect conversation for you here on the 3FM Sunrise. So in studio with me right now are 3 gentlemen. Justice Codjoe, who is the Secretary of the Concerned Citizens of Mamobi Kasua Kuda Market. Wisdom Dogbo's Concerned Youth of the Mamobi Kasua Kuda Market. And then Maxwell Gemaji is a concerned citizen of Mamobi as well. So, gentlemen, good morning to you. I trust that all is well.
Yes. Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
I will entreat that you get a bit closer to the microphones for me.
Thank you very much.
Just briefly. I'm going to start with you, Mr. Codjoe. Since you're the Secretary of the Concerned Citizens and you put pen to paper in terms of this petition to Shraj, what is the concern? What is having you raise these concerns about the use of land in Mamobi?
Yes, thank you very much for the question. And thank you for the opportunity to
3FM
for giving us this platform to express our grievances. and to let the authorities, the powers that be, should know what exactly is happening at Mamovi, that is a Kaswakuda market. Well, it's all started somewhere last year when the municipal chief executive, Mohammed Awar, gave a one-month notice to the residents, traders, and property owners of the Kaswakuda market to evict. So the community rose up, then wrote to him that we need to dialogue because 1 month notice for people who have stayed on the land for over 50 years is not logical, it's not lawful, and it's inhumane. So we started engaging into dialogue. That was November last year. There's someone along the line, everything's died down. So we thought that was the end. Then this year, all of a sudden, he stood up again to tell us that he was giving us, that time he said 2 weeks. Then also, 2 weeks, where do we go? And what was the reason why he's evicting us? He said the government, the president asked him to build a 24-hour economic market, and the money is in the account, waiting, and the contract has been awarded. So he's giving us 2 weeks to evacuate. So we wrote a letter to petitions. First of all, there was petitions to the presidency seeking his intervention. That was in February. Till now, there was no response from the presidency. We've made several follow-ups. We are just told they are working on it. Then somewhere in April, we wrote again another one to the chief of staff, telling him the repercussions that will occur when over 7,000 people are thrown on the street without any relocation or any resettlement. It's going to be a very disastrous human catastrophe. So we want their intervention. So that if they want to evict the people, then the due process must be followed. Then the people should be properly resettled or relocated, not below the status in which they are now.
Right. Help me appreciate a bit more in terms of the details that you're providing to us. So the MC somewhere last year,
yes, sir,
gave a month's notice,
yes, sir,
that the land which you're on,
yes,
was to be used for the development of the 24-hour market.
Yes,
was there details as to a relocation for you, or it was simply a notice of eviction with no land for the over 7,000 persons to settle in? Because the MCU as well will join us in this conversation.
Sure. At the beginning of the whole issue, when we wrote to them for a meeting, then he said there was nothing like compensation, that the only thing he could do was to give us a package. So we asked, what is inside that package? What do you mean by package? Because this situation, the whole situation arose when the 92.7. Actually, let me give a little background of the historical background of the land. The land was acquired in 1963 by our former president, the first president of the Republic of Ghana, Osagyefo Dada Kwame Nkrumah, with an executive instrument to be developed into a market supposed to be called New Nima Market. Then, 1966, the government of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was overthrown. So the market project did not come on. So the place was abandoned. Normally, actually, the land was a cemetery.
So it's a government land that you've been on?
Yes, that one, there's no doubt about that. We are not litigating over that. But what happened was, when the place was abandoned, it became a bush infested with reptiles, snakes, and all that. So nobody even want to settle there. So in 1974, thereabout, the then Accra City Council did an expression of interest notice to private individuals who have the resources to come and develop the place into a market. So our mothers, fathers, grandfathers, and great-grandparents went into that agreement with the Accra City Council at that time. So the Accra City Council,
they went into an agreement that what?
That they are developers that time, so to speak. They have the resources, traders, to turn the cemetery into a market. It's like the then Accra City Council did not have the financial resources to do that. So they invited traders, businessmen and women who can afford to come. So I quite remember I was a very young boy at that time, and my mom went there and they were giving forms to fill with their photograph on it. Then the engineers from Accra City Council with some supervisors came to the place, and then they will, when you pay for the form and then you fill it, they give you a portion.
So there was payment made.
Yes.
For all of you who are settled on the land today.
Yes. Payments were made, forms were filled, people were registered, giving numbers. So when you are given, then they have a certain scope of plan that you are supposed to follow when you are putting on the structures. And it was under strict supervision by the Accra City Council at that time. Later on, Accra City Council turned into Accra City Council. Tema was decoupled from Accra. And the process continued till the place was built. They came and put their revenue office. It is still there. And then fill the revenue office with their staff. So there was a complete government presence at the premises with professionals who were working for the Accra City Council that time. There was a ledger book, and everybody who owns a plot or who owns a store there was registered. Now, the market was not able to succeed properly because there was another market at the top of the Mamobi towards the Accra Girls. Ostensibly, those people were supposed to be moved to this new market. But when they came, there was no proper access road, so the market did not succeed. Eventually, the market turned into a residence. It turned into a community.
Which was not the intended purpose,
yes.
Right?
Yes. So then, the city authorities at the time were supposed to intervene and do something about that. But they didn't. They keep on taking the money. Although there was still a market activity there, but it was not as busy as, because there was Nima market, which is not far from the place. Mamobi second market at the top there, which is not far. Malata is also just here. So you could see that, and the city council itself was not too serious to ensure that the market succeed. So the place turned into a kind of market stroke
residential area.
So then the city authorities keep on taking regularly their monthly land bills. If you don't pay, they make sure they will lock your store. So we are there for over 50 years now. If you want to take the land, then the due process must be followed. Because if the land belongs to the government, the properties does not belong to the government. So we have to dialogue and see how best everybody is sorted out amicably.
All right. Let me come to some others, the others who are in studio as well with me in relation to this conversation. And Wisdom, you speak for the youth, right? Yeah, exactly. And so for you as young persons in the area, how have you received this news that, look, you have about 2 weeks? Right now, what's the ultimatum? How many weeks? 6 weeks. Yes. Before you leave. You've done 2 weeks already. 6 weeks. You have to leave. A contract has been signed already for the development to begin.
92.7. So with the use of Mamobi Kaswan Kuda, we are not happy.
because ever since the announcement was made or we saw the publication, we've actually not been on ourselves. When you look within the community, there are so many issues arising. Based on that publication that Honorable Awal made, he really caused fear and panic within the community. Our mothers, fathers, our children, the whole community is in serious dilemma. And for that matter, looking at the way things are going, it wouldn't be helpful at all. We have PWDs, people with disability. We have the bedridden. We have people who are inside, rooms. They are sick. They can't walk. So ever since we heard of this publication, we are not happy at all. So we are just pleading with the government that this 24-hour economy, at least, we noticed that the local government minister came to question Honorable Awal that, do you have land? Then our chief executive officer said, they don't have land. The land is being occupied. Then he told him, what infrastructure facility do you have that is not in good shape? And they said, Mamobi General Hospital. And to be frank with you, Mamobi General Hospital is not in good shape. The apparatus that they need, the equipment that they need, they don't have. The doctors, the nurses, and the staff over there are putting in their best. But the equipment, the apparatus, the things that they need to help them work, smoothly, it's not there. So I can remember most of the videos that we saw was that they should rechannel those resources into the government hospital, so at least people could have the impact, have the feeling that yes, ever since Bahama came to power, they've been able to get a benefit. They've had an impact in their lives.
Right.
So we are saying that we are not opposing the 24-hour economic markets. As my senior brother said, due process must be followed. We have people on the land. When you take infrastructure and you take humans, who will you consider first? The 24-hour economy is for the citizens. And now that there are people on the land, at least there should be a settlement issue. There should be a negotiation process followed, so that at least we the citizens of Ghana will be considered the most.
Right. I'll come to you as well, just briefly, but I understand the assemblyman for the area as well has joined us on the phone for the Senya electoral area.
Exactly.
Wisdom Boating. Mr. Boating, thank you very much for joining us as well on the phone this morning. We're working the phone lines to speak to the MC for the area. Today is a National Cleanup Exercise Day as well, and so that's big on his agenda. Our phone calls to him have not been answered just as yet, but he's a very important aspect of this conversation. But let me bring in the assemblyman for now. Mr. Boating, thank you for speaking to us as well. How well do you know about this story and the concerns for a resettlement or due process, in their words, to be followed before this 24-hour market is constructed?
Thank you very much. And let me first greet your listeners and also the good work that you are doing. This issue is between the municipal and the community people. And we had a meeting with the municipal, including the strike people. And what the municipal chief executive is saying is that he's giving us ultimatum of 6 weeks for us to evacuate from the land. We pursued the matter earlier on, and they decided to relocate us or resettle us at Ikuma, near Dodowa. So we went to the site about 2 months ago, and the entire place was very bushy. There's no any electricity, there's no any water facility on it. So we came on board as a stakeholder meeting, telling them that, fine, we are not disputing the fact that the government shouldn't do its work. But also, there are people on the land that they want to achieve to build this 24-hour economy market. And these people have been living here more than 60 years. And population is about 500 to 600,000 people that we are talking of. 5,000 to 6,000 people that we are talking of. So they cannot be just thrown out on the street. So meaning, where you want to resettle us, what will you do? This is a question that we are asking ourselves.
So there's been a land made available, because you are the assemblyman and you are one of the individuals leading the conversation.
Yes.
There's been a land made available at Ayikuma off Dodua Road.
Yes.
Is it the case that you are not satisfied with that land which has been given to you?
We are okay with the land, but the condition on the land is very bad. The condition on that particular land is very bad. It's not good for somebody to go and settle there. The condition is very bad over there because there's no any toilet facility, there's no any water facility, there's no any electricity facility over there. School around us, we can consider it. Police station, we can consider it. But all what you are saying is that we are not trying to intervene the state not to do his work. But the condition that people will live on that particular land is very bad. So we all came together that we should form 5 members committee, 5 from the association which I belongs to, and 5 from the assembly which I also belongs to, so that we'll have a stakeholder meeting. Then we look at the way forward for us to do a proper thing on the land before we can be reset. Then we had it on graphic online, publication on graphic online that is giving us ultimatum of 6 weeks to evacuate from the land.
Means what? Since you were shown the land, and I'll come back to you guys in the studio pretty shortly. Since you were shown the land, and you were raising concerns that the land ought to be cleared to at least give you an opportunity to begin to put your structures on it, there's not been any response whatsoever. You've not had any communication whatsoever with the municipal chief executive?
So after we went there, we had a first meeting. Then we proposed to them that, in fact, they should enhance it so that we can put some either wooden structure over there so that we can reset ourselves so that they can also achieve their land there. They said their land over where they want to be the 24-hour economy. They said no, they will not do it. What they can only do to support us is the borehole and electricity. The remaining ones, they are giving us just 6 weeks to evacuate from the land to go and settle there. Then I asked the MC, in this case, are we going to put tents there to put the people under? He said that one belongs to us. We should think about it and know what we can do.
Right.
As for him, there's pressure on him to do the work.
Let me pause on you and all of you in the studio as well, because the municipal chief executive has joined us on the phone. Mohammed Awal is the municipal chief executive for Ayawaso North, right?
Yes.
Honorable, good morning to you. Thank you very much for joining us here on the 3FM Sunrise.
Good morning.
And I trust that all is well with you.
So far, so good.
Great.
We are just embarking on the mandate given to us by the President of the Republic to clean the city.
I know it's one of the reasons why I knew we're struggling to connect with you this morning as well. But this is also an important conversation because residents from your municipality at the Mamobi Kaswakuda market say that you've given them a 6-week ultimatum to move out of where they are currently, and there's been relocation of land provided at Ayikuma off the Dodua Road, but they have concerns as to other due processes which should be followed. And I believe you were hearing the Assemblyman Winston Boateng speak to a number of concerns they've tabled before you, and your response is that as for you have nothing to do in that regard because there's pressure.
Very well noted.
There's pressure on you to put up the 24-hour market. Have the concerns been brought to you? How have you been responding and helping them as well settle?
Very well noted. Thank you for having me. I think with the issue of the 24-hour market, the space earmarked for that project within our municipality is the Kaswan Kuda. And the Kaswan Kuda was reserved for that purpose. It was reserved purposely for a market. It has not been rezoned to the status of residence. So I will disagree with my people if they say we are sacking them because we are going to build a market and then they are residing there. It is not meant for residents. It is meant for a market. The lands were acquired for one, General Hospital, which we successfully had it as the Mamobi General Hospital, and then a cluster of schools, which we have as the Unity Cluster of Schools, which was also successful, and then a police station, which we have as the Kutubabi Police Station, and the last one of it is the market, which is the Kaswan Kuda space. It was ideally supposed to be a market, not a residence. So by giving them a human face to the evacuation, I had to secure with the assembly a land at Ayukuma to relocate them, so at least they can also feel the human nature of it. Not that we are going to sack them as squatters and not giving them a place to reside. I have had several engagements with them ever since I assumed office as the municipal chief executive. And almost all the engagements we had, aside the last two, was successful. The last two was the only successful engagements we had.
And what have been the problems of those last two meetings which has resulted in a failure in terms of success?
No, the last two was rather successful.
So all others had failed, but the last two were successful?
Yes. The last two were successful because they agreed to go have a view of the land that we secured, which we also took the leaders to the site, made them have a view of it, and then sent us a letter that they are okay with the site. They took us to Shraj. We went to Shraj. Shraj also advised that we attach some habitable conditions to it, to the land, so that at least they can also be comfortable there, which is one, access to electricity, and then access to potable water.
And
which
it was a question I was going to ask, if that has been done since
yes,
this
we are in
went
the
to
process.
Shraj.
We are in the process. We are in the procurement process to ensure we get some boreholes and then electricity access to the land.
How long is that going to take? Is that within the 6 weeks estimation?
This particular exercise would take about 3 weeks to be executed.
It would take 6 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks. 3 weeks.
Yes.
Right. If that is the plan, then let me come back to them in the studio, right?
Very well
because that's the and stay on for me. So
Okay, I'm still on.
Mr. Chako, it says it will take 3 weeks to have this done for you. And if the MC is on the line and says that you've gone to see the land, the only concern is that there's no electricity, there's no water. They are bringing electricity onto the land. They are putting up boreholes as well on the land. Mind you, MC, how many boreholes? 1 or 2? Just by way of clarity.
We are going to have 3 boreholes.
3 boreholes.
Yes.
3 boreholes on the land. If 3 boreholes on the land, where is the concern again? Or what more are you looking for in terms of a package before you can leave?
Thank you. You know, in life, it's not only electricity and water supports life. And if you are a chief executive officer, supposed to swear an oath to take good care of the people under you. And when we have a constitution that directs how we conduct ourselves as citizens, and the same constitution guarantees the rights of the people to livelihood, to shelter, to security, education, health, and you are supposed to know this. I'm not supposed to say it. Then you move people from a place where they've been enjoying all these things to take them to a bare land and give them water and electricity. Then immediately you move them. Where are they going? Where would they go and carry their belongings? People are going to school. People are sick. Some are working. A whole lot. So what about the human rights of those people as far as leadership is concerned?
So you're speaking to how this impacts in terms of work and access to school as well.
All our rights as Ghanaians, they must be factored into this. The ownership of the land is in dispute, is in question. The ownership of the land.
The land where they've taken you to?
Yes. On what terms? What conditions? Is it leasehold? Is it freehold? Is it tenancy? They are refusing to come to terms on this. And when he said that the last 2 meetings were successful, it's not true. That was even the West. There was a disagreement. There was a agreement about this particular issue of on what conditions are they taking the people from Mamobi to Aikuma. Right. We're supposed to know all these things before we go. Because people are living as, residents. You move them straightforward to a land with only water and electricity. Does it take 6 weeks to put up a structure? Even if you're a tenant, what did the rent control law says? Is it 3 weeks that you give a tenant who is not paying your rent to quit? We disagree with what he's saying.
Right. Let me have the MC speak to those. MC, first off, the rights under which they are to go on to this land, they are asking, is it a government land that you are taking them to, where after a while, when government decides to use the land again, you come and say you are moving them? Under what conditions are they moving on to this land? That's one.
Very well noted.
So answer that for me before I even come to structures.
Very
and what
well.
sorts of structures are to be put on.
So the current land we have acquired for them at the Ayukuma is being registered in the name of the assembly. It is the assembly's property. So we are moving them to the assembly's property, from government's property to another government's property.
From one government property to another government property means
exactly.
Means they are not owners of the land.
They are not owners.
Absolutely.
Currently, where they are squatting, they are not owners of the place.
Yes. Once you use the word squatting, it suggests they are not owners.
Exactly. It is for government.
Fair.
But we are just trying to help, not to displace them entirely, but at least to add a human face to it, for them to have a habitable place, at least, to manage.
How long?
They gave us a request. They sent a request to us that they want us to demarcate the place and then give it to them for them to pay in installment, so that they can own it.
So that they can own the land.
Exactly, and that's we are trying to consider.
I'm seeing them shake their head that there hasn't been a conversation about ownership and a plan to own the land. Because I was going to ask, how long can they then stay on this land, this new land that has been acquired by the municipality, if it is still government land? Because there could be plans in the future as well to develop that space, and it will mean the persons who are there will have to be moved again. But since you're mentioning a handing over in terms of they paying some monetary value, exactly. What are we looking at in terms of that negotiation as well, even before I come to the 6 weeks period to build settlements?
So it is something we are also considering. Should they want us to do it that way, then we will also gladly do it so that we can all be on the same plane. But aside that, if they don't agree to that terms, then the place still remains that of government. So they will be paying ground rent.
They'll still pay ground rent whilst they are there?
Yes, they have to pay. These are things to do for you to know where you are, doesn't belong to you. Once we don't collect those tolls from you, you will become very comfortable and thinking it is your personal property.
Let's talk about the structures now. 6 weeks, you'll agree, is a short time to put up structures on that piece of land to have persons moving and settling. Has the municipality thought in that regard as to the time frame with which we're told close to 7,000 individuals are to move to that place?
This is something that had to be done since last year. I gave them an ultimatum to move out of the place. That was on the 1st of November 2025, which they didn't adhere to. And this is government flagship. We need to ensure everything is done within 18 months. There are resources allocated for that purpose by the government, which is seated in the accounts. All we need to do is to have them out of the land and then be able to continue with the project.
Yes, I understand that aspect.
In other localities or municipalities, they just demolish and let you go without any place to seek refuge.
Which we are not doing that. You are doing separately.
Exactly.
I think the concern now is that 6 weeks. Now we're down to 4 weeks. Putting the structures in place becomes a concern. Are we to see kiosks? What sort of structures are we supposed to see? Because you're still the owners of the land, and so you should have an idea as to what sort of development you want to see on the land before subsequently.
So there has been a committee set up with 5 members from our side as the municipality, as the municipal assembly, and then 5 members from them as the illegal occupants of the Kaswankuda land.
And what's been agreed by the committee?
To see to the roadmap as to how to get the accurate data from the Kaswankuda and how the land should be structured. They have sat for once. That was last Monday. They start to discuss this extensively. So they are handling their affairs currently. They haven't handed over the reports of their meetings to me yet. Hope to receive the reports and then know the next step to take.
I'm just going to ask this question as well as we're trying to wrap up, because we have to go for sport. In terms of the look ahead and the going forward, is there a consideration on the part of the municipality to afford a bit more time in terms of the ultimatum, considering you're speaking to a committee working on a roadmap to see to the demarcation and the use of the land, which means that the land might not even be readily available for development for persons to begin to move there?
The land certainly is available. It's just left with them to relocate. So the structures to put in place over there lies within the committee. They are to give us the roadmap as to how to go. So we are still waiting for them. Hopefully, I know by tomorrow they are going to furnish me with the report. Sorry, that will be on Monday because tomorrow is a Saturday.
Yeah, tomorrow is a Saturday. So
Yes.
Monday they'll furnish you with the reports, which gives a clear idea as to how the land should be developed. Just quickly, and this one I know it's a stretch, but will the assembly provide a bit more in terms of support to help develop the structure so that these individuals can move to? Because between now and then,
that will be a very hard thing to do because government does not compensate for occupying a government land.
Fair. That's fair. I mean, for you can squatters develop rights, but not rights on government land, right? That's fair and that's known. That's why I'm asking that this is a stretch, and if a bit more in terms of a human face can be put on this, because
so we
we're
have
talking
done
about
a lot.
7,000
We have done a lot. We have been able to do a lot. They should also come halfway so that we will all enjoy and then relax our minds.
Right, I'm going to ask.
After the erection of the 24-hour market, they are going to be the first point of call to come and occupy the place at a fee, not for free.
Means you give them a first right of refusal to occupy the place after the market is built.
Exactly.
Hold on for me. Let me just bring Mr. Chekbo in briefly as we wrap up the conversation, because we have to make way for sport. This is what the municipality has been saying. They say you should meet them halfway as well, because they've got other places they are demolishing without compensation. They are demolishing without finding alternative sources. I think somewhere in Kaswa about a month ago, there were reports where the place was being demolished without recourse to the individuals because it was government land.
Okay.
How do you respond, and how do you meet the government halfway as well?
Thank you very much. That is the main reason why I said from the beginning that Kaswa-Kuda issue is different from what is pertaining at other places. And let us put it on record. And in our previous correspondence to the assembly, we are not squatters. We are not squatters. I repeat it. We are not squatters, and we are not encroachers. Like I said, we were invited, just as he's talking about ground rates.
Ground rent.
Ground rent. It's the same way we are still paying ground rent to them for 50 years over. Can squatters be paying ground rent to the assembly? Will you go and put a revenue office with staff, with ledger book and numbers for squatters? So if we are occupying the place illegally, then all the monies they have collected for about 50 years, is it not illegal money? So the MC must get it right. Probably he may not be aware how things started. He should go back to the archives and check that people at Kaswa-Kuda are not squatters. We have a right of entry. It was an agreement. We are in partnership. We are the one who provided the internally generated fund for the assemblies over the years. Ask him which other IGF that they be relying on for long. So that issue of squatters is out. We are not accepting it. We are not squatters. We have documents. They take ground rates from us every month. Like I said, if you don't pay, they will lock your store. So what is illegality about that?
Right. MC, just respond to that for me, because we have to go now.
Very well noted. As I was speaking earlier, I made you aware. However it is, wherever you are residing, if it's not for you, you are going to pay the ground rent for you to appreciate that property does not belong to you. So it should be on record that it does not belong to you. Whether you are a squatter or you were engaged to come and occupy it, you need to pay the ground rent. So the payment of the ground rent they are seeing doesn't give them the authority to say they are not squatters.
MC, perhaps there should be another meeting with these individuals. I know the clock is ticking. Monday, you say you receive a report, and so if there can be another meeting so that we have a conversation, because it's a subject matter of interest.
Very well noted.
But I know you are engaged in the cleanup exercise. Just quickly, talk to me as to what's happening in the Ayawaso North municipality with regards to the national cleanup exercise, and then I can let you go.
Yes, very well. Currently, we are heading towards Accra New Town. That is from Agbajana electoral area to IMS electoral area, Accra New Town electoral area, Timber Market, and then Kwautru electoral area. We are cleaning up through all those environs. Currently, so far so good. The turnout is very, very encouraging. People are very happy with the president's directive, and they have come out in their numbers, helping to ensure the community is clean, devoid of any ailments, and then to see to how to prevent future occurrences of flooding situations in our municipality.
Right.
So far, so good. I just hope you can come around to come and have a feel of what is going on the ground.
Right. Mohammed Awal, I appreciate you for speaking to us, and I'm sure we'll talk again, possibly on Monday or Tuesday, after which you've received the committee's recommendations on this subject matter. But thank you very much for joining us on the phone this morning. That's Mohammed Awal. He's the MC for the area. You've heard him, and we have to go, right? I have to make ways for sports. Just quickly, Maxwell, I haven't heard from you all throughout, and so perhaps I'll give you the last word on this. Just briefly, says electricity, land, you pay ground rent. There's a committee which is supposed to provide details as to how the land will be developed at Ayikuma. That should give you guys a bit of hope going, because you have members on that committee as well.
First of all,
draw closer and speak up a bit for me, because we have to go.
First of all, I'll greet your
listeners, right? The audience here.
You know, I'm very, very angry this morning. Though I cannot put a structure with my own money. Later I say, well, give me a bare land, I should go and sleep on it. It doesn't work like that. As for if parents are sleeping in the room, I should go and sleep at the bare land. I'm waiting for them. I'm ready. I'm waiting for the government to come there with bulldozer and everything. They will see me.
You are not going to leave?
I will leave unless they have done the needful for me. I want the needful. I used my own money to buy the block. Never. That means for 50 years, they should return my money to me. Over 50 years, if I save that money, I have a huge money. Unless the government should do the needful. That's what I want. I don't have any problem.
Wisdom, just quickly as well.
Just quickly, I just wanted to add one or two things. We have the right to shelter. And we have our parents who are bedridden. Okay, the sick, the PWDs. You can't just take us to a bushy place. If you should have a goat and you want to relocate the goat, you first have to build a pen for what? For the animal before what? Relocating. You can't just drive us. We are Ghanaians. You can't make us refugees in our own country. South Africa, when Ghanaians went there to engage themselves in an economic activity, when issues arose, they were what? They were brought back administratively and what? And compensated to start life. Go to Bujumbura. They have to bring our brothers from what? Liberia. They give them a place. All that we are saying is that we are all not opposing the 24-hour economy, but the needful should be what? Should be done. When they relocate us, very, very painful to this bushy place. Where are we going to sleep?
Fair.
Do you have any sanitation, toilet facility?
Supposed to intervene.
So we are pleading to the government that government should intervene in this very issue, because it's a matter of life and death.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That's Wisdom Dogbo is a member of the Concerned Youth of Mamobi Kaswakuda, Maxwell as well, Maxwell Gemaji, and then Justice Codjoe, who is the Secretary of the Concerned Citizens of Mamobi Kasukuda Market, speaking to us this morning. Most certainly a subject matter that will follow. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me in studio. Yes, okay. So, Mr. Chekpo, just briefly.
Thank you very much for the opportunity, and I want to thank all listeners and viewers for spending their time to listen to us. And I want to make a passionate appeal to the President of the Republic. The issue at Mamobi Kaswakuda is above the capacity of the Assembly. This is an issue that borders on national security and human rights. So I wish that the government will intervene and then take the issue up from the Assembly.
Right.
At the end of it, or if no proper settlement is done, then the Kaswakuda 24-hour economy market must be suspended for now until all issues surrounding resettlement is actually solved before.
Mr. Chekpo, thank you as well. And there was a brief message in terms of education as well, which tells us that Kaswa means market in Hausa, and so you can call the place Kuda Market. But gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us in studio as well.
The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December.
How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure.
Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Oh, turn it up!
Come into the mountains, sight and I grandfather.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music, the 411 and all your favorite songs, what's happening around town, and so much more.
And And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names.
Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego. We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio. The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December.
How's your week treating you? I'm here to...
Too difficult, too tough for Morocco yesterday. It was a clean sweep. Morocco were very disappointed in that game, didn't serve enough, and France were deserved winners in that game, Mutala.
Yeah, I mean, there was no surprises in there. And before the game, as you said, it was predicted that it was going to be a very difficult one for Morocco, just as it happened in 2022, but then it was a semi-final game.
Yeah,
this time it was a quarter-final game. I mean, Egbeta, there was nothing in there. It was just the golfing quality. It was too huge, and any win for Morocco would have been
a huge upset.
And an upset that Morocco have beaten France. Because currently, I can boldly say the French team is the best at the World Cup. They've shown real quality in all the games that they've played.
I've said it so many times. I don't see anybody
and
just
like we saw with Lionel Messi the other time, missing a penalty, still keeping his cool and scoring. That is what Kylian Mbappe did. Kept his cool, missed the penalty, kept his cool. Even though he complained about the fact that the tomfoolery that happened before the penalty.
There are those who argue it was a dive.
No, it puts you. The penalty call itself is questionable. But once Mazraoui went down, didn't get a touch of the ball and made contact with the man who had the ball, because Mbappe's direction did not change.
Yeah.
The ball's direction did not change. It means that he didn't get the ball. So once he got a little bit of contact on Mbappe, it was a penalty. And I think there was some form of inexperienced play from Mazraoui there. You don't go down in the box like that. You always give the referee a reason to whistle. But there was no surprises in there. Morocco didn't look like they were going to score, especially with Ismail Saibari not on the pitch.
They didn't even start his replacement.
The first half, they had 0 shots on targets.
They didn't even start his replacement.
I always knew that it was going to be a mismatch with Brahim Diaz coming up against two very physical centre-backs, Upamecano and Saliba. He was never going to win that war. So, for me, France deserved to qualify. And there's no shame. It's unfortunate Morocco met France at the stage that they met them. And once you meet France in this kind of state,
3 straight semi-finals at 3 separate World Cups, 2018, 2022.
Just like what Brazil did, 3 straight finals, and France want to repeat that. They want to get to the final. That is their main target. They look very strong. Mbappe set
they are strong. It's not they look very strong. They are
strong. The record, scoring 20 World Cup goals in 20 appearances at the age of 27. And this is a man who will play one more World Cup.
Yeah.
Provided he's fit.
He has one more.
And still playing at the top level. Because the next World Cup, he will be around 31, 32. He's now 27. So he will be around 32. Let's give and take. He will be around 32 when the next World Cup comes around. It looks like Mbappe could end his career as being the most prolific World Cup striker ever, or could even end up being the best player to ever play the World Cup at the rate at which he's
going.
And it doesn't look like he's even done. He may score
a few more goals. Yeah. There are two more matches, right? He's guaranteed two more matches.
I don't know why I really want to watch France against Spain. I really want to watch that game.
Seeing the French who can the Spanish who can control the game,
because the Spanish are very tactical as well.
It presupposes you're tipping them against Belgium today, and that's a game. That's the
I'm
other
not
quarter.
Giving Belgium any chance. Any win for Belgium would be another shocker, another stunner. Belgium have not just been good enough. Their coach Rudy Garcia has admitted this is not the most talented Belgium squad ever. Check their team in 2018. From Vincent Kompany, Eden Hazard, straight downwards to Telemans being your captain. It tells you the state of the Belgium team. I don't expect them to get a win against Spain. I expect Spain to qualify at the expense of Belgium. Belgium haven't really convinced me in this tournament.
There's a Lukaku factor though. He's got a goal.
It's
I mean, if I look at the Spanish centre backs, Kubasi, very smallish, excellent, but
Laporta.
I mean, Laporte could go in terms of the wanting to stop Lukaku, but if he targets Kubasi, he could have a field day today.
Yeah, but the advantage Kubasi has right now is that he's fully fit and a bit swift and sharper than Romelu Lukaku. Lukaku is still trying to regain his full fitness.
Yeah, he's not played a lot.
He's in games, and you can see that this is a player who doesn't look much fit and not really sharp. So that is the advantage that Spain have. And the Belgian defense is terrible. Trust me. I mean, extremely terrible for a team that had. I mean, Vincent Kompany, Thomas Vermaelen, Jan Vertonghen.
They don't have
Toby
they don't have a good defense.
They don't have a good defense. I'm just tipping Spain to win, even with Oyarzabal, who I don't think is my preferred.
He doesn't even go into the box when the balls are being put there.
I would always play Merino as a false nine.
It gives them a lot more in terms of options.
But it gives them a lot of options. He can drift wide. He can drift. Into midfield. He can score with the head. He can be. I mean, he's everything that you need. So for me, Belgium, it would take a lot more for them to get past Spain. For me, Spain.
That game is live today.
Live on TV3. Build-up starts at 6. Bill would be here to bring you that one. And there's live commentary on 3FM as well. 6:30, the team would be here, and 7 p.m. the game kicks off.
Fantastic. Mutala with the very latest in the world of sports, helping us appreciate what's to come.